Wow, what an intro. All right. Welcome, everyone, to my first toy podcast. I am your host, Joe A. Or Joe Anderson. Doesn't matter. But before I get into it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to JA Collects on Instagram, on YouTube. I'm on Twitter. Just made all that. Uh, yeah. Hopefully, it's the start of something great. So, a little bit about me before I just get into unboxing, collecting, stuff like that before you don't know who I am. So I'm a man of, I guess you could say, many hats. I'm a teacher, educator. I coach football. I'm a part-time sports writer, and I think during the pandemic, I want to say it started. I got heavy into watching toy videos and just I did a lot of stuff. Like I hydro dip shoes, and I don't know. My mind just goes everywhere. I get interested in a lot of different things, and hydro dipping was there at one point, and toy collecting really piqued my interest, and I got into it, and I really haven't looked back. I've only been collecting for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years now, and yeah, it's just been fun. It's been fun. It's been like I have to dodge, people like my girlfriend trying to kill me all the time because I spend too much, debatably. But it's been great watching a lot of these people that you probably watch on YouTube talk about different toys and different companies coming and going, and this collectible and this exclusive and here and there. It's so much, but I don't know. I don't know really when I fell out of it. I guess it was probably around. I'm a '90s kid, so I'm not really into all the LJNs and the old Hasbro's and Rimcos and Galoops. It's cool to look at. It's cool to see other people, have that nostalgia and that childhood kind of thing, but it's not me. Um, what I used to do is I used to go to the store with my dad when I was younger, and we would go, and I would have like a budget, maybe of like $30, $40. And I had to pick out two or three wrestling figures, as you can see behind me. And I still actually have all of them. I have them in a box over here, waiting to try to figure out a way to display them because my room's far too small for all of it. But yeah, I used to pick up a whole bunch of ruthless aggressions and deluxe aggressions and uh, Jacks, oh, there's a whole bunch of different Jacks. Everybody knows about the Jacks figures. That it was about wrestling and all that. Um, Jack's classic superstars. I was big on it. I was even born when those guys wrestled, but I have like Junkyard Dogs and Coco Bewares and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorffs, and I have all that. And it was some of the best favorite parts of your childhood, just playing with that. And I was kind of into GI Joes and Army Men a little bit. He Man wasn't my era. Neither was really Thundercats wasn't really my era. So I watched all these San Diego Comic Con exclusives about like the Lair and all that stuff, and it's cool to see. But I wasn't spending $650 on that. Um, One again, I have no space for that in my room. If you saw my room, you would probably laugh for one. But yeah, I don't have space for that. I don't have space, and again, I probably would have been killed if I spent $600+ on something that big. Um, what I collect mostly wrestlers out again, as you can see, not just WWE. I get some AEWs over here off to the side. Um, I got an NJPW up there. And I'm trying to get into that more too. I'm looking into. I can't wait for the Ring of Honor series to come out through Jazz Warriors and AEW. That would be great. And I just see different all the Elite series coming out, and I'm so far behind. One of my main goals is to fill this whole thing, and then eventually maybe DTOFs or something that I can get because I have all this wasted space, and I got to figure out something I can get, put it on top, and just start filling cases. And I got that one Marvel Legends, which will allude me to my next point of also I collect Marvel Legends. Again, I'm very late in the game. I was like a lot of other kids around my age, 90s kids who we had a whole bunch of toys and everything. And, like everybody else as a kid, you ripped out the box, you play with them, blah, blah. They get beat up, some get broke, dirty, missing pieces, missing parts of the toy goes missing. And, yeah, like you just don't, I guess you don't really understand the value of it, but it is what it is. But at one point, I moved on again, like a lot of other kids of my age, we moved on from playing with toys and we were more into going outside. We always went outside, but we were more into going outside more, and PS2 and PS3 and Xbox 360, all that stuff came into play. Online features and getting into clan wars and all that stuff, and that was a wrap for toy hunting. Like, or just playing with toys. Didn't really do it. I was off it for like quite a while. I went through college and I had multiple jobs since then. And I want to say about 2 years ago, I just started watching toy reviews and different toy hunts, and it just seemed really fun and cool. Like, people just going out, and again, I feel like I have a very cliched story of, you're one of those people who are like, it looks cool, but I'm an adult, so I probably shouldn't be like buying this stuff. Like, what am I going to do with it? I'm not going to play with it. I'm not going to, have this whole fig fed. And but then, like, you see people that are your age and even older that are doing these things, whether it's just figure photography, or it's just doing whatever, just posing them different ways and having them in details and having them displayed in a type of way. Like, it's like, oh, this is still a thing. Like, and you didn't want to be a nerd back in the day, but at least when I was in high school, it wasn't cool to be a nerd. And now this is all nerd stuff, but you don't care anymore. You're, I don't care, at least. But yeah. So I collect wrestling figures. I collect Marvel Legends a little bit. So everything I'm probably going to show you is probably stuff that's all old that you probably have all seen before. I don't know who's going to see this, how many people are going to see this, but it is what it is. Hopefully the channel grows in time, and I do this for fun. If you make money out of it, cool. But this is the fun part. Like, I work, I make my money, things are paid, I'm good in life, and then I collect toys. So everything you're probably going to see again is old, but it's new to me. And I think that's a big part of what matters, and something that you love. But I think that's what really matters as a toy collector. So, background before I just start pulling out random stuff. I just got back, actually, from California. I went to see my girlfriend, and it's a great time. And she knows my addiction, and she supports it, but she also has her, like, like, there's a limit to this. Like, you gotta, have money to get back home. But, I understand. But I ain't go crazy. Kind of crazy. But, yeah, I just got back from Sacramento. It was an amazing trip. If you guys are ever out there, because, it's not unfathomable to get out there. If you're ever out in the Sacramento area, there's stores called The Cave. There's 2 locations. I suggest you check out both. They have everything. They have new Mattel Elites. They have Jaguars. They have Marvel Legends. They have old school Toys Biz stuff. They have a lot of stuff. They have toys, vintage toys from the 90s, from the 80s, stuff that's still in the packaging. They have pops. They have records. They have statues. They have hot toys. They have. Sorry, I'm not sponsored by, The Cave, but it's a dope store. So I went there, and I went to both locations, and I went to a place called Toy Fusion. And Toy Fusion was nice too. They have a lot of older stuff as well, but they also have a good mix of stuff. It was pretty cool, and the prices are pretty fair. You can always look up stuff and see what's going for in the market. You can cross-reference, and just certain things, if you know the price of it, then you know whether you're getting a good or a bad deal. So that being said, yeah, I grabbed some Marvel Legends, I grabbed some Elites, and I also do G.I. Joes and other Army figures. I was kind of into G.I. Joes growing up, but not as much as I guess I wanted to be. When I look into, like, all the toys that are coming out now, all the things that I missed as a kid, like, I was like, man, I just had my head down looking at wrestlers the whole time, and I just, like, there was so much out there. So, just a little bit about me before I just start ripping this stuff to unbox. I probably won't do too much unboxing right now, but there are some things I already did have to unbox, unfortunately, because it's just, I went a little overboard, and I didn't have as much space in my luggage that I thought. So I had to open some things out the box and put them in bags and make them smaller so I can bring them back home. Um, but yeah, it was a fun time. I had lots of fun. So again, I'm pretty sure a lot of stuff that you're going to see it's already been seen, but it's new to me. And I actually have another project I'm working on besides filling this up because you can see it's it's getting there. It's about 60, 55, 60% full. I have another project that I'm actually working on right now, and that project is I've been doing a kit bash between Marvel Legends and GI Joe's military figures, GI Joe's Action Force, whatever else I can see that I like that I want to buy or invest in. I look at Kickstarters and all that too. There's a couple of other groups that I'm following on Instagram that are supposedly supposed to be having some our military figures coming out in the near future. So I will be potentially investing in those as well. Um, but I've been kit bashing a lot lately, and I've just been, Marvel Legends makes it so much easier to just pop a head off, pop on another body, pop, put some vest on it, give it a gun or two, a grenade, something like that, and throw them in your army. So I plan on making this big army. I I got some GI Joes already. I've already picked up the Slaughter GI Joe. I have Trigger next to him. I have the Marvel Legends Killmonger. I gave him a gun and a sniper rifle, and I have him already up there. I have Iron Knife and Spirit. I've already been building, and I've got a couple other figures that I'm going to show you guys. But uh, just started off. I don't want to show the whole thing, but I did grab a Shang-Chi. It's a cool figure. I might again. This is the bag I had to unbox, unfortunately. But might pop that head off and pop it on somebody else. I had to grab this one. I've been looking at this guy for the longest time, and now that I'm looking at him, his name escapes me. But I've been looking for him for the longest, and I've been seeing I believe it's the classified version, but I wanted the version with the white hair, so I had to grab him. I believe it's Outback. Like, as much as I've wanted this person, the moment, the moment I got him, and I get on here, of course, I forget his name. Isn't that horrible? But moving on, I grabbed the Marvel Legends Domino. I had to grab the quintessential army builder, Marvel Legends Quake. This guy I grabbed because I think I could slap a gun and either that. You know what's funny? I bought these small 1/12 scale bottles of beer and everything. They're actually pretty dope. Marvel Legends Thunderstrike. I feel like I can give this man a hammer and put a small Corona or something in his hand, and he'd fit right in. Or give him a good gun or something like that. To continue my my Mattel Elites. I don't know why I didn't have one, but I picked up a Sasha Banks because she was still a good female wrestler. I enjoyed watching her wrestle and everything, and that sounds awful, but I enjoyed her time in WWE and just her as a wrestler. Now she's Mercedes Moné. Oh, Tiger Force Outback. Excuse me. I didn't want to say the other one. I knew it was Tiger Force, but I didn't know if it was knew it was Outback, but I didn't know if it was Tiger Force or Classified, so I didn't want to mess that up. I've been looking at this figure for a while, and I don't know why I never decided to pull the trigger. And every time, this is like my third time going to the cave. And every time I go to the cave, I pick up this figure, and I'm like, I'm going to get it. And then I see my total at the register, and I'm like, I'm going to wait. I'll be back. So I finally brought him home. It's nothing major. It's Superstar Billy Graham. Very cool figure. Comes with two heads. I actually kind of like the ball one a little better. And I love the soft goods tie-dye shirt. It's a solid figure to me, at least. I went to Toy Fusion and I picked up the Revival of the NXT Tag Team belts, the old school belts. So I had to pick up Dawson and Wheeler. Back to the cave. And my last figure for this bag, after that, a whole bunch of other fodder and stuff. My last figure for this bag, another one where I could probably pop the head off, and we'll see what happens with it. But if you guys know Marvel, if you play any type of mobile games, Marvel Contest of Champions, one of my favorite characters in that game, Marvel's Omega Sentinel. She's a monster in that game too. But I'm trying to think what I could do. Something with the head though. Something with the head sculpt. I think I can do something with that. So now I have all the stuff that I kept in boxes. To be fair, the first 3 were pre-Sacramento. Pre-trip, I went to stores and found these. So, kind of, but it's a cheat. But had to pick this up because this is one of my favorite wrestlers growing up in the 90s. Don't ask me why. It was weird, but D'Lo Brown, Nation of Domination picked him up. I was looking for the Chase Edition, and I cannot find it. But I will find it. I will be at Targets, and I will find that Chase Edition of D'Lo Brown. So I'm building up that Nation of Domination. I would love to be able to find the Nation of Domination Mark Henry, but I've been looking on Mercari, and prices are a little crazy. I haven't looked on eBay yet, though, so I will do that. To continue the Nation, I mean, I got D'Lo, so Kamen Mustafa, grabbed him up. I guess it's kind of like a weekly purchases video when you put it like that. Oh, she doesn't want to come over here. But I actually went to Ollie's. If you know about Ollie's, I learned about Ollie's about a month ago from some other collectors that I watch on YouTube, and that store is life-changing. Like, they have toys on toys. Now, don't get me wrong. Depending on where you go, and it could just be a crapshoot. You could go there one week and it's amazing stuff. Like, you could pull Marvel Legends, and you can pull all these different figures that are a fraction of the price of the real, like at a real, retail store or whatever. And you can go the following week, you can find nothing. The first time I went there, I went and I got a Killmonger and maybe 4 or 5 of the Marvel Legends. And I want to say I paid no more than like $40 for like 5 or 6 Marvel Legends. It was great. The second time I went, I only picked up this Rogue. And again, this was another one that I believe I could army build. I'll probably be popping the head off of it. And I mean, we'll see what we do with the rest of it. It might just be fodder. It might just go up on Mercari. Look, Mercari is a great place that you can go. I feel like I'm just sponsoring like everything on this episode, but anyway, I'm probably gonna pop the head off, and we will try to build it into the army. You know who has a great army piece? Elena Belova. I have bought about 2 of her now, and between her and Black Widow, you can build an army with those 2 just perfectly. So back to the cave in Sacramento. Back to this trip. Pick this one because he's got to be in the army. Marvel Legends Deadpool. I had to pick this one up. I mean, just a great figure. It speaks for itself. I don't know why my lighting is so bad today. Great figure. Speaks for itself. I love the taco. The taco accessory is awesome. But he will definitely be put into the army as well. His other head, I don't know yet. It might make it. I might keep him with the mask on. Or it might just be weird and pop another random head on top of it. But that'll be open soon. Going to the army, which I do think he might be able to fit in. You know, I was looking at a group of maybe Thunderstrike, Duke, but I would get a new different head for Duke because I think both his heads are weird. Um, somebody else I was just thinking, but he'll come to me. Marvel Legends Cable. I think he'll be a good fit for that too. I love the big accessories. I love the guns. Um, just another good figure that I think can really fit into this army build I'm going to do, or the military build I'm going to do. I want to say military, not army, because I don't want all of this to be army. It's going to be a big, weird joint task force. I don't know. I see it in my head. You see something in your head and you're just like, yes, that's going to happen. I'm going to do it. I was thinking of actually two Action Force, Carrick and Bone Collector. That's what I was thinking of. A group of maybe those two, Cable, and maybe Thunderstrike and Duke, some type of just hardcore group of you know, just the way they portray Carrick with almost like the Centaurian gladiator helmet on, and then Bone Collector with the bone helmet on or bone skull. It's just sick. It's just sick. If you could put a group of those guys together, that would be awesome. One of my favorite pickups from this past trip. Excuse me. One of my favorite pickups from this past trip. I'm not a huge Marvel guy. I like Marvel. I like the movies and everything. Um, One thing I do, one of my favorite characters though, is Nick Fury. Now I wasn't able to grab like the Marvel Legends, like with the black casing and everything, but I was able to find this one, and I really like this one actually. I'm just sure this is a much older one. This is 2011. 2011 Nick Fury in the package. He'll be popped out. He'll be added to the army. He'll probably just be like Shield. He'll be the leader of Shield. He'll be right in the front. So Nick Fury will be opened. He'll be added. And then one of my my favorite pickup of this trip. And this one won't be unpackaged. It won't be unboxed. It won't be opened. It'll stay in the package. Maybe one day I'll open it, but it won't be today. It won't be for a while, if ever. But it's not even my era of wrestling. But I saw that figure, and as soon as I grabbed it, it was one of those things where it's like, I'm not putting this back down. I'm keeping this. And that is Elite Gene Okerlund. I don't know. I love the figure. I love the suit. I love the other suit. That's the one thing. I saw this, and I was like, ooh, that would look nice, though. But I don't want to open it. So Gene will stay in the packaging until I decide maybe one day I'll open him. I don't know yet. But Gene will go up there somewhere. He'll sit up in a box. And our last two, which technically I didn't buy. I bought them off Amazon while I was on the trip. So that counts, right? I had to add to my Joes. I've been waiting for them for months. I didn't do the whole Amazon pre-order thing because I knew, like always, they're going to be up there a week or two after Amazon says whatever, blah, blah, they're sold out. And then 2 weeks, a month later, they'll pop right back up. And you'll be able to buy them. I don't have to wait for it to say open or coming in November and blah, blah. So I had to add to my Joes. And I picked up G.I. Joe Rock and Roll. And I picked Rock and Roll. Ooh, no, not Rock and Roll. Shipwreck. I forget it's backwards. Shipwreck and Rock and Roll. And I love Rock and Roll. I love that. That is perfect. I'll probably put him, what I'm thinking, I'll put him with Trigger, put some beers in their hand, and just have a little party. So that's everything I picked up in Sacramento, and around the time I was there, I guess, technically. They will all be unboxed, probably starting this week. Besides Gene won't be open. Gene will stay in the box. But that's everything I grabbed. I will be updating Instagram I will be updating Twitter. Everything will be out after this episode. But yeah, stay tuned for more. That's pretty much it. I I'm not gonna get through this mess tonight. There's gonna be way too much. But thank you for watching. Everybody that decides to watch, thank you for watching this inaugural episode. I don't even have a name for it yet. Even my name currently, J.A. Collects, is definitely still a working title. I'm sure something will pop out better, but I was very eager to start this, and probably could tell I'm a little nervous, but I could just ramble on and on and on. But I'm gonna get out of here. It's already too long of a video. Next thing up, probably besides those Action Force figures right now, the next thing up is probably there is a toy convention um, every month in New Jersey. So I will probably be going to, I think it's Toytopia. I have to look it up actually. Oh, it's the Wayne Toy Show in Wayne, New Jersey. I'll be attending that Labor Day weekend. I just believe it's September 3rd. And they're going to have a trading card expo there too. Here I am promoting other places again. I got to go. But thanks for watching. Again, like, comment, subscribe, smash the like button, do all that. Help me out on my little toy journey, and we'll see how far this goes. Thanks for watching, guys.